Namaste and good evening, everyone. I, Devan Srivastav, Associate of Hult Prize BIT Durg,
And I am Malika, Associate of Hunt Prize, BIT Durg.
we, the team of Hult Prize BITD, are taking immense pleasure in welcoming Dr. Manisha Sharma ma'am, Vice Principal BIT Durg, Dr. Meena Shah ma'am, Professor in charge Hult Prize BIT Durg, Mr. Shubham Dashore sir, Professor in charge Techno Hub BIT Durg, Ms. Supriya Jangre ma'am, Regional Manager Hult Prize, Archana ma'am, Director of Phoenix Academy. We are also very happy to welcome our friends from Sukkur IBA University, their campus director Shujit Hussain, and the entire team. And I am pleased to welcome Ms. Kylie Ogola ma'am and Mr. Brian Ndungo sir, the winners of Hult Prize 2022 Team Eco Bana, and all my mates, seniors and juniors. I would like to call upon a Vice Principal of Bhilai Institute of Technology, Durg, Dr. Manisha Sharma ma'am, to address the session. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Devansh. Am I audible? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you. Uh, Thanks, TechnoHub Club and the organizers of Hult Prize competition for organizing such a wonderful program. On behalf of BIT Dur, I welcome the experts, the winners of Hult Prize 2022, and the participants present over here. Before proceeding further with the session, I would like to brief about BIT Durg. BIT Durg is a very old institute, about 36 years old institute, established by the support of Steel Authority of India Limited, Bhilai Steel Plant. And since then, we have initially we started with an intake of 180 students in the core of four engineering branches. Presently, we are having 9 disciplines in BTech along with MBA and MCA. Also, presently, the student strength in the institute is about 3,500 students. I'm proud to share with you the team that all the UG programs of the institute are NB accredited, which means that the quality education imparted by the institute has been approved at the international level, since NB accreditation is based on the Washington Accord. Also, the institute has been accredited by NAC A grade cycle 1, and we have received numerous awards in the area of innovation during the COVID times from the central government of India, Ministry of Education. So we promote innovation, we promote entrepreneurship among the students. So I hope that through this Hult Prize competition, we are able to promote the entrepreneurship, the social entrepreneurship among the students. Wishing you best of luck and a great. I would like to appreciate a great applause to the Techno Hub Club team for organizing this. They have adopted two flagship events, precisely Hult Prize competition and the TEDx event. So you are creating your own brand. So I think many points of the entrepreneurship you are learning while organizing this competitions, developing the teamwork, developing your brand. Yes, you have developed your brand in the institute itself. So I think the learning process is continuing. So wishing you a happy learning in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. Moving forward, we are more than honored to have such remarkable personalities here with us to make us all aware of how winning actually feels and how we can make our ideas and concepts so clear that there is no other goal except winning and bringing the change that we desire. Let's start with knowing about Ecobana. So now, I would like to call upon my co-host Malika. Malika, please.
Thank you, Devansh. The team, Eco Bana, took their first step towards improving period poverty faced by a large percentage of women in rural areas by making biodegradable banana fiber sanitary pads. They made their product affordable for all those women that weren't able to take care of their personal period hygiene. They got 60K pre orders and were even supported by three government sources, establishing four partnerships with local women groups and charitable organizations. The entire concept of Ecobana inspired many students to build a startup that actually makes our world a better place to live. Each and every member of the Ecobana team played a crucial role to make the idea change into reality. So, without further delay, we welcome you all to join us in Ecobana's drill and get to know ways of winning from the best. Now, I feel privileged to introduce you all the speaker. After becoming a journalist, actor, freelance writer, storyteller, he is also the member of Marketing Society of Kenya and member of Public Relations Society of Kenya. With that, we call upon co-founder and CMO of Ecovana, Mr. Brian Ndungo. So I would request sir to share his secret of turning ideas into reality. Please, sir.
Hello, Kylie. I know you're supposed to be hearing from Brian, but he's having technical issues, but he's working on them, so he'll be back to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, then. No problem. It's an honor to introduce such an immense person.
Hi.
Being a mass communication, okay. Welcome, Brian, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is
Thank you.
Brian. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was kind of handling some other issues before this meeting, but here I am. And thank you so much for inviting me to this meeting. So my name is Brian Ndungo. I'm the Chief Communication and Marketing Officer at Eco Bana. And basically, I'm a humble student at St. Paul's University pursuing communication studies. And on top of that, I'm an actor and a writer. Yeah, pleased to be here.
So, we would like so that you can share some of your ideologies and turning ideas into reality.
Okay. Um, First, I think you've really chose a timely topic about turning ideas into reality. So basically, I'll use a Kobana as a point of reference. So back in the year 2019, we saw that now in Kenya, the president who was there, he awarded a lady from a certain county because of helping people who are in vulnerable situation to get sanitary pads. And at the same year, when the Minister of Education was announcing results for high school students, he mentioned that girls in a particular county never managed to do the examination because of lack of sanitary pads. And then that hit us, and we were like, why is this happening in Kenya? So we decided that this is something that's not supposed to be happening because you see, these girls are more of our sisters. It can be our sister, it can be our wife, it can be anyone who is female related to us. So at that point, we got that idea of now wanting to change what is happening, the norm of girls lacking sanitary pads, dropping out of school, failing to do the examination because of sanitary pads. So we got that idea of changing that. So now the big part came, now channeling this idea from just an idea in your mind now into reality. So we started now researching. Okay, essentially, our CEO, Mr. Lennox Omondi, brought the team together. Initially, we were working on other projects, etc. So he knew the perfect team to bring together. So and he brought us on board, and then he shared the idea, and then we started researching together. Now, through this research, we came to understand that we can end that problem or that menace of girls lacking sanitary pads through an innovative way. So we have now to manufacture the sanitary pads. So we decided the process will be manufacturing the sanitary pads. So how do we manufacture the sanitary pads? Now here is where research came. We started looking at how the sanitary pads in the market now in Kenya, how they look like. So we studied the sanitary pads in the market. We saw the cost, we saw the how the process is being made, we saw the advantages and also the disadvantages that comes with it. And after doing the research on the sanitary pads in the market, we decided, boom, let's come with ours. So the big question came, if these people are manufacturing their sanitary pads from plastic, and then plastic is something that destroys in the environment after girls dispose of the sanitary pads, what product will we use to make our sanitary pads? So research continued. Now, this was majorly in the year 2020. So we continued researching. Now we came about maize husks, we came about bamboo fibers, we came about, essentially we had come about around the banana fibers, but then we had decided that's not what we use. So we decided to go with bamboo fibers. Finally, we were like, guys, we are not going anywhere. Now, here came 2021, and we were like, we must focus on something and we must decide on something that we will do. So we went back to what the raw materials we were looking at. Now, bit by bit, specifically, and now in a deeper understanding of them. Finally, we settled on banana fibers. Why? Because number one, banana is a widely consumed fruit and grown fruit, not only in Kenya, but all over the world. I'm very sure even in India, you grow bananas. So we decided banana will be the thing. So we left all the others and concentrated on banana. So we researched everything that is there to be researched about banana, and we got to understand the different types of banana, and even they have different scientific names. So now this was now you see now it's turning the idea into reality. Now from an idea now you go to research, and during the research is the most problematic stage. So the whole of 2021, that's what we were doing, just researching from prototype A, prototype B, and etc. So when we got to understand that banana is what we use, we started manufacturing our prototypes, because we understood that for this thing to make, we have to show people what is this that we want. We have to show people, people don't buy just a product; they also buy the service that it comes with. So we had to make sure that even our prototypes meet the standards, like the sanitary pads that are there in the market. Then here came the big problem of capital. So we were like, where will we get this money? We've already exhausted our parents, we've already exhausted our pockets, we've already exhausted our friends. So we saw about there are competitions that have been held in Kenya, some in universities, some organization, and we decided, why not we try? Yes, the idea is not that big, but we can try. So it's also about believing in yourself, turning the idea into a reality. So we decided this is just a prototype we have, and let's take it to a competition and let's see. So first of all, we ventured into a competition called Enactors, where we failed terribly. That was in 2021, and that almost broke our hearts. But we decided, this is not the end of it. You have to fail many times for you to get what you want. So we were like, That's just an obstacle. Everything has ups and downs. So we said that that's just the down part of it. We continued researching. So even failing in that competition was like a motivation to us, because it made us see that yes, this is something that is there, it's a problem. And now I'll say it's the way we pitched it, because we didn't understand that there's a way you have to first say the problem statement, then get to the solution, then describe the solution in terms of pricing, the business model, the distribution, how you make money. So we got to understand that after now going to more competitions. I remember there was a competition we went in a certain university here in Kenya, and we were just at position 3, but now the judge said that that's a very amazing project that we have. And he decided to enroll us in an incubation program, and we were in for it. The incubation program is when we were able to understand that yes, we have to present the problem statement at first, then the solution, then everything that follows. Now coming up with a pitch deck, a proper pitch deck that you can present maybe to investors or to a competition. So you see, for us now to channel our idea through that, the way the stages we've been shown, research had to apply again. So because we will also watch videos of different organizations hosting their competitions, and we were like, what if that question was asked to us? Definitely we would have failed that competition, because that question is way too difficult or complex for us to answer. But the key thing is research. We continued researching. Then we came to hear about halt price. Now that 2021 is over, we entered 2022. Now, when we were transiting into 2022, we heard about halt price. We were actually even not members of halt price in our university. But then the campus director was just marketing the halt price in the school, and we were like, what is this halt price? So we decided, let's just join. It's about pitching ideas, getting 1 million USD. Why not? So we ventured into halt price. That was in 2022, around February, March. And we enrolled in the on-campus program, where amazingly we won. And there were super amazing projects in the university, but ours, it was said that this is a pressing problem. And you see with halt price, they focus on solving the most pressing issue. So we ventured into halt price, got the on-campus. Initially, while starting the halt price, our main goal was just to travel outside Kenya. We weren't aiming for that 1 million USD. That was not our goal. Our goal was just traveling and getting to feel how it feels just to be outside. So then came the regionals. Now in Kenya, in Africa, they had grouped the regions into, there was for Nigeria, in Abuja, there was another one in Kenya, Nairobi, and there was another one in South Africa. So we thought we will be in the Nairobi one, but surprisingly, they made us to be in the South Africa one. And we were competing virtually. So that was quite a task to us. And remember, we are still students, so we had now to rush with our studies. We were still doing assignments and cards, etc. And also we had to focus on this thing that can take us outside country or give us 1 million USD. We pitched. We weren't that confident that we would win, but we said it's worth giving it a try. We pitched for the South Africa one. And the moment the facilitator answered and said, we are the winners, at that moment, it's when it hit us that we could win this 1 million US dollars. So the research we were doing, we now started doing two times the research we were doing earlier, because now we knew we are working towards the 1 million US dollars. And now if you convert 1 million US dollars into Kenyan shillings, that's around 121 million Kenyan shillings. Now, having 121 million Kenyan shillings in Kenya as a student in your early 20s, that's something very big. So we knew what we were working towards. But then there's a problem now in Kenya, getting a visa to the United States. It's quite a challenge. So now here was the Boston phase. The Boston phase was just like 2 months for us to get to the Boston phase. Then I remember while we were now doing the research for the Boston phase, it's when in Kenya we had elections. And you see, the Eco Bana co-founders are all communication students, and being communication students, we love politics. So it was in August now 2022. So that's the moment. And then in August 2022, we were transiting from one semester to another semester. It's usually a holiday for most people in Kenya in August. So we are transiting from one semester to another. It's an election month, and also we have to prepare for the Boston Face. So we had to balance all these three things. And now the visa challenge, we called it travel to Boston. So we had to compete virtually. Now, look, in Kenya, the time zones in Kenya compared to the time zone in US, it's quite different. So while they had their sessions during the day, here in Kenya it was at night. And so you see, we had now even to fill the due diligence, the milestone, etc. So the aspect of balancing and working as a team also factored in this process of turning our idea into a reality. So research, balancing, and the team. We finished the research. We were still not that confident that we'll win because we had already even studied the other our fellow competitors, and we saw like Bria, they were manufacturing beer from bread. We researched in their country, they were already in the market. They were already making huge sales and huge profit. And here is a Cobana just starting, just like this is their first time being in a global organization such as Haltpa is competing. So we weren't that sure, but we said, why not? And all the other startups traveled to Boston. A startup consisting of 4 teams, you'll see like maybe the whole team is in Boston, or maybe 2 of them, they have a representative in Boston. But here is a Cobana, they don't even have one representative in Boston. So you see, we were faced with a lot of challenges and hiccups. So we decided, we won't give up. This $1 million is ours. I remember even in August, it's when I checked our group, our WhatsApp group of Eco Bana, and I found that when we created it, now when we came into 2022 February, we changed the about of the group and wrote $1 million winners, and in brackets we wrote the 2022 Halt Prize winners. So in August, I noticed and I asked the fellow co-founders, how comes we wrote the 2022 Halt Prize winners? And then the CEO Lennox just told me it's affirming with our tongue, it's believing. Now, you see, there's that power of saying it with your tongue and believing. Also, that is a factor when it comes to turning your idea into reality. You have to believe in the idea, you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in the team members you're working with. You have to put everything on board, you have to sacrifice each and everything. Because, as I said, it was a moment we were transiting from one semester to another. We were to go home because we live in different parts of Kenya, but we decided we are not going home. The whole of August is usually a holiday, but we decided we are not going home to see our parents. We remain in school and work on this project. So here came the Boston phase. Now we are competing, and then now the last competition now. We competed, and when we were waiting for the results, the judge announced that Eco Bana, we've won at second place. And we were like, come on, how did we win at second place? And yet we were competing virtually. You've not yet seen a sample of our product. We are not selling. Just look at the amount of people who are competing against us. But we told ourselves, now we have the last chance. Now the 6 they had concluded and said that these are the 6 teams, and the Cobana was at position 2. So we said this is now a time that we now have to show Kenya and Africa that now it's now our time. We have to do this. We have to turn this idea now into reality. Now the idea while we were competing for the finals, the idea was already we had already transformed it from an idea now to research to paperwork. And now it was now like a way of proving the concept why we really need the $1 million. We had now to prove why are we really the best team. So we came up with a really perfect speech for that finals. But now, as we were preparing the pitch, we had like said that this part, this confounder will do this confounder will do this part, this part. We had like executed everything, but challenges still continued facing us. I remember the starting point was our COO, Madam Kylie Ogola. You see, she's the only lady in this team, and I'm very glad she's joining me in this meeting. She was the only lady in this team, and we are talking about sanitary pads, something that the ladies use. So we decided to give her the initial part for starting the pitch, because now we had you see hard price taught us how to put the problem statement, and one thing that we got from hard price is that you have to capture the audience, you have to use empathy to make sure that the audience relate with what you're saying. So we were using her as, she's an actor and a very good actress, as a matter of fact. She really uses her emotions even in her day-to-day life. So we used her as a way of like that will be the starting of our pitch. But now, I said we had ups and downs. Now the challenge, she never managed to get her visa, and that took us way back again, because now we were wondering how will we do this. She's the one starting. She's the only girl in this team. How will we do this without her? How will we go to a global stage and pitch to people who have been in this industry for a very long time, experts, people who are not from Kenya, people who are from another continent, and try to convince them that this idea, if given a $1 million, will work without her. So it was quite like a confusing moment. We tried to ask her price, could she like participate virtually, and and the rest of us participate physically. Her price refused and said it's a must to be here physically. So we decided we cannot come all that way and give up at the last moment because of a hiccup. We've been facing hiccups from the word go. Why should we give up at this point? So we decided, she actually told us, you guys got it. You just go, do the thing we've been doing, and you come back as victors. So we went to New York. That was the first time for these Kenyan people to board a plane outside not only the country but the continent, to go to international waters and pitch for the first time. And yet we've just come up with the product a few months ago. But with all our confidence, with all our efforts, we decided, why not? Why let's not give it a chance? And we went. I remember when we arrived there, we met Bria, and the CEO of Bria was like, there's this power, there's this thing called playing with the minds of your competitors. She tried it. She was like, you guys make sure you have good sleep. Yeah, I know you've traveled, you got very tired, you can do this and that. And okay, we were like, okay. And trust me, when we stood on that stage, we were all nervous. But we said we started back in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, entered Halt Prize from March, and now we're in September. All these things now come and lose here at the finals, and we decided we'd give it our best. I don't know what happened during that pitch, but it was the first pitch that we pitched and felt that we've really done an awesome pitch. We were nervous, very nervous as a matter of fact, but we felt that that's the first pitch we've done, and we've done with all our might and to the best efforts. Now here came the questions, and we answered them, and also added more points to those questions. And after pitching, we were given, like, after all the teams pitched, we were given like an hour break for the judges to go and deliberate. And while the judges were deliberating, they called us back for a callback session. And when they called us for a callback session, I told the team, this is about finances. We're going to be asked about finances. What sales have we made? What profit have we made? Etc. etc. And when we entered that room, it was not about finances in terms of profit. It was finances in terms of how has it costed you to manufacture this product, and how are you getting the profit? And we're like, the question was quite difficult, because you see, now here you're one-on-one with the judges. It's just like a centimeter away from the judges, so it was quite tough. But after we got out of that room, our CFO, Mr. Dula, was like, have we confused ourselves totally, or have we made it? But we were just like, it's just a matter of maybe some few minutes and you get to know the winner. So we were even, they had placed different types of food and smoothies to eat and drink, but we were unable to even take one because of the tension we had and how we felt. But we decided, let's go to the room and listen and wait for the judges. And here the judge came, and then they started a small speech, and then after the speech, and he said, and the winners are Eco Bana. At first I didn't if you closely look at the videos in YouTube, Lennox was the first one to jump because you see, he's the one who brought the team together. He's the one who like said, "We guys, we can do something." So I'd say he was like the vision bearer of the whole of this thing. So immediately when he heard the word echo, he didn't even wait to hear echo banner. He had already jumped. He was very happy. For me, I was still loading. Is it the same echo banner that I'm involved in, or was there another echo banner? But then I said, it's time that now get now these 1 million US dollars and now come and put it into reality. I'll say we're still in the process. Our idea, our idea is not yet like how we would want it to be. So we got the 1 million, we won the 1 million US dollars, all the congratulatory messages. We came back to Kenya. The university did something awesome for us, and we really appreciated. Our parents were very happy. We had made Africa and Kenya proud, etc. etc. But now, right now, as a matter of fact, no, on December last year, on 11th, we decided to pitch to the president of Kenya. And we pitched to the president of Kenya asking for a partnership from him. And during on 12th of December, it's usually a holiday, a national holiday in Kenya, to celebrate our heroes. So we pitched to the president on 11th, and on 12th, during his speech, he mentioned that he will be working hand in hand with us to make sure that, while he was campaigning, he delivered a manifesto of providing quality sanitary pads to girls through schools. That was his commitment. And because we are dealing with sanitary pads, and we had requested for a partnership from him, he gave us the partnership during the national holiday. He said it while the whole Kenya was listening. But trust me, now considering this topic of turning the idea into a reality, the process of ideation and changing it into paper, research and changing it into paper is not that difficult. The difficult part comes into making it a reality. As of now, because our theme was getting people back to work by employing 2,000 people by 2024, and as you can see, we've already started. We're in 20th of January. We've already started the first year, 2023, and you're almost done with the first month. It's not quite easy. It's not easy, but you see, we're still the same team. We're still committed to the same goal, and I know eventually, before the end of 2024, before we are saying that we are celebrating 31st December of 2024, I'm sure we'll have surpassed that, even more than 2,000 people. But reaching those people, or making sure that, you might be asking yourself, you have $1 million US dollars, and you're telling us that employing 2,000 people is difficult. But trust me, when it gets there, you have to source a lot of things, and there are protocols with the government, there are protocols with people who are regulating the sanitary pads, there are protocols with about entering the market, the protocols with the investors who to come in, and at the same time you are still students. So it's quite a task. But a word out there to each and every startup that wants to compete in these years Halt Price. It's about redesigning fashion. And it's not only redesigning fashion, but it's redesigning fashion to make it more sustainable. You have to be there for your project. Don't just say that we will do our project on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, concentrate on our studies. You have to be there each and every single day. Each and every free time you have, your idea should be roaming, your mind should be roaming about your idea. What shall we do here? What shall we do there? And then also about the team. The team really matters. How you relate to one another. How each and every one of you in that team takes up his or her role and delivers. We used to wake up very early in the morning, take our breakfast, then designate roles. You today you're doing this, you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this. And then we'd say we'll meet here maybe at 2, or we'll meet here at the end of the day and see where everyone's progress has reached. And at the end of the day, we'll say, this is what I did today, and this is what I got. So before the end of the day, we will like tell everyone, that's good, that's good, that's good. For tomorrow, you're doing this and that. Or for tomorrow, we are all here as the whole team, and this is what we'll be brainstorming or researching on. So number one, turning your idea into a reality. The most thing and the most important thing is the team. The team is, if you take the team as an acronym, it means together everyone achieves more. And we are the best definition of saying that together everyone has achieved more, because even if you put Eco Bana aside and look individually at every co-founder, he or she has gained something because of just participating or just being there as a team. Also the aspect of research, the aspect of believing in yourself, the aspect of being there for your project, the aspect of giving it your all, the aspect of sacrificing finances, time, etc. So I think with that, I've shared on the topic of turning ideas into reality, putting Eco Bana as an example. And I think I've shared quite a lot. And for now, I think I'll open it up, maybe for questions or maybe comments or additions. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your creative thoughts and inspiring words with us.